What's good, everybody? Welcome back to Behind Bars. It's your host, D. Russ. We got a special episode ahead of us today. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite albums from this year, The Forever Story from JID. Let's get into it. I want to start off by saying I am ashamed of myself for jumping onto the JID train so late. I first heard of him years ago, signing Nicole and whatnot, but I never really listened to him. I know Boz and Earth Gang and all those dudes. I was deep into my drill wave, but that's here or there. I just never caught on to him, and then I kept hearing about good stuff, never listened to his albums, and then that last Gangsta Grillz DJ Drama compilation really perked up my ears. I heard that song Stick with him and Kenny Mason. Sheesh! Man, them boys were going crazy on that, and the way that he was spitting on there really brought up my attention, so I had to dig into him. With The Forever Story, it is a flawless album. And you don't get that a lot in 2022. It gets a prestigious award of what I consider highest praise, front to back, meaning no skips. We start off strong on this album with Raydar. Bombastic beats, heavy bass, and what the key thing that JID shows, or JID, whatever you call him, the key thing that JID shows is his ability to just really maneuver flows. It's almost as if he's an athlete on the field switching pace as he goes through the pockets like a running back. I guess that makes sense because he did used to play football. He was a college athlete for a short period of time before he left college in Virginia. The ATL native, though, he is able to blend together something that I don't see in rap anymore. In a time where we see so much sliding on the ops, so much druggy rap, JID brings it back home. I think rap at its core is a commentary of what we see around us. And everybody that's lived in the hood knows everybody isn't sliding on everybody else. You might be around some, less than optimal situations, but everybody isn't, a trained killer or what have you. And I love the full perspective that he shows. You even see it on his album cover that he's depicting all the surroundings that encompass Atlanta and his upbringing. The album is reflective at its best. Again, there's no skips. The tight thumps in Raydar aren't to be overlooked by really strong lyrics. This man is a wordsmith. My man said, they got the axis, they got the atlas, they got the maps. Seemingly simple. When he says access, does he mean access as in the axis on a scale? Does he mean access on a map? Or does he mean access as in availability? Making that correlation to atlas and maps, I just thought that was a really clever bar. One thing that just blew my mind about JID on this album is his ability to just switch up flows effortlessly and multiple times in the song. One of my biggest takeaways from this album is this man is like packing in 4 songs in one with 3 to 4 beat switches, and on top of that 3 to 4 flow switches. I haven't seen anything like this in a long time. I can't even remember seeing anything like this. It's truly incredible, his lyrical ability. Then we go into Dance Now, one of his singles from the album, featuring Kenny Mason, one of his longtime collaborators. Again, he was they worked on that song Stick from the Dreamville album that came out earlier. One of my favorite bars from Dance Now, he goes, I'm gonna rant when I talk to Ja. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna rant, meaning like, I'm gonna keep going and talking. I'm gonna rant, meaning I'm gonna be boisterous when I'm talking to God, Ja, as Jamaicans would say, God. I'm a rant, more rant when I talk to Ja Morant, the basketball player. Sheesh. Then we go into one of the highlight tracks on the album, Crack Sandwich. Crack Sandwich is a crazy, crazy song. Crack Sandwich is basically a story about him and his family getting into a fight, or I should probably say Royal Rumble in New Orleans when his brother was graduating. It's, man, his ability to tell a story is truly incredible. It was entertaining, high energy, thumping, and laced with high level bars. This man is incredible. We then go into Can't Punk Me, super catchy hook featuring Earth Gang, his longtime collaborators. Those boys are no slouches either in the bar game. They really barred up. They coming hard, aggressive. They have that similar knack to JID where they're able to really switch up flows and have really clever wordplay. Can't Punk Me is quickly followed up with Surround Sound with 21 Savage, who I've actually found out is from the same hood as JID. It samples the classic Miss Fat Booty by Mos Def, aka Yasin Bey, which also samples a classic Aretha Franklin track as well. 21 Savage really showed out. Nothing awe-inspiring in terms of like wordplay or anything, but just solid lyrics from 21. He held his own against a high-level rapper in JID. We then go into Kody Blu 31, a more somber track, which is a ode to his homegirl's lost son. Really smooth track, I dig it. Then we go into a tandem of Bruddanem and Sistanem. Bruddanem featuring Lil Durk. I thought it was a fitting collaboration. That lingo is very synonymous with Chicago, so that made a lot of sense. Lil Durk, kind of like 21 Savage, held his own against a high-level lyricist in JID. Fit the song well, I really digged it. Sistanem is a really interesting track. It's heavier. He's talking about a sour relationship with one of his sisters, and it highlights something that I really like about JID. He's giving you social commentary about not only his own life, about what he sees around him in the community, black plight, and all those other things that are part of growing up in the hood. Something that, you know, is usually associated with conscious rappers. Some of my favorite rappers, though, give you perspective on what you see, or if you live in that, if you live in the hood, if you're from that, they're able to eloquently package and paint beautiful pictures of the experience being black in America. And even though Sistanem isn't a community track, it's a track about his relationship with his sister, and something that a lot of folks go through, where relationships, whether it be intimate ones or familial ones, go sour over time. I think was an important track to have on the album, where he gets a little vulnerable in there and offers some personal struggle with his own experience. Then we go into another one of my favorites from the album, Can't Make You Change. I think a lot of people didn't put this as one of their favorites from the album. I did, because I have a thing for rappers and R&B artists on tracks. It reminds me of the 2000s when you would see like Joe and G-Unit on a track together, or like Fabulous and Tamia. I love seeing rappers and R&B artists together on a track. And man, Ari Lennox, y'all already know Ari Lennox. Her voice is so sultry, so soulful, and yet powerful. That track has the jazzy bass lines. Can't make you change. I know I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. But no, man, that track that's one of my favorites on there. It's one of those tracks where you cruise, you know, at night, just know where to go. Just got your tunes on in the back. The next two songs, we have big features. Stars with Yasin Bey, aka Mos Def, which is another interesting topical song. Again, subject matter with JID. This is where he really excels. On Stars, he discusses the pitfalls of aspiring to be a celebrity and questioning the intentions of why you pursue the craft. Is it to be fawned over, or is it to be the best at what you do? I think it's a really poignant topic, because in this era of social media, Everybody is clout chasing. Everybody's looking to be sought after or to be put on a pedestal without putting in any work. And Stars is a really cool song. Yasin Bey came with the bars. He brought out Mos Def for sure. I really like this track. I'm a big fan of Mos Def. There's a breakdown in this song that feels almost like it's like a MF Doom type of track. Again, beat switches, flow switches are crazy. I haven't seen anything like this before. It's like you're getting 2-3 songs in one. Then we go into Just in Time with Lil Wayne. We got Lighter Flick Lil Wayne, and that's a scary sight. Something that, you know, if you get lighter flame Lil Wayne, you gotta come correct. And JID was not slick. He came with 3 verses, 2 before Lil Wayne's and then 1 after to kind of like bookend it, and he was spitting for his life. He was not getting shown out by Lil Wayne, and he definitely held his own. Rounding out the album, we have Money, Better Days, and Lauder Too. Money's pretty straightforward. It's about money. Surprise. No, but he has some really good bars. Again, he's a spitter. He's a lyricist. I like the use of. I like anytime you get a song with kids' vocals in the background. It's just uplifting in a way. Standout bar from there. It's not even like just really it's not a real like sophisticated bar. It's just like a interesting thought, and I've heard it before, but I just think it's really cool. Ironic being broke is an expensive lifestyle. That's real talk. You think about how expensive it is to be in bad health when you live in a food desert and you have all these fast food restaurants around you. Even though it's cheaper in the short run, your health is going to be at a greater cost. Again, really reflective commentary on the black plight and urban, just living in the hood. Better Days is a nostalgic reflection track as he talks about his childhood a little bit, one of his friends that gets locked up, and you get to see a little bit more about himself in that track. And then we bookend the album with Lauder Too, which, to be honest with you, it didn't feel like it was the end of the album because the beat is so high paced. The beat is crazy. I need to see who produced that track because that beat is nuts. And like a lot of the songs on this album, there's multiple beat switches, but this one is so erratic and like has some electric guitar in there. It's a crazy track. And even though I love the track, again, this is a front to back album, no skips. Every track is hitting. It just didn't feel like a final track on the album. And come to find out, he did have a different final track that the sample didn't get cleared, so he had to leave off. The track name is called 2007. When you get a chance, go on YouTube, search it. The track is crazy. What makes 2007 even better, it's like you're getting his origin story. He's going literally from 2007 up until now, chronicling his rise to rap greatness. And the way that he times it out is by going through J. Cole's project. So 07, he talks about the project that Cole dropped and where he was at in life. And then 2011, the album that Cole dropped, and then where he was at in his life. And just kind of concurrently going through phases in his life comparatively to what was going on in the industry and what J. Cole dropped. And I think he even mentions Good Kid, Mad City at one point. That was the way to bookmark the album, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure they'll get the sample cleared and put it on as a bonus track, though. Rounding it out, though, this album, wow, it's special, man. What Lil B say?
That's that real music, man.
Yeah, man, this feels like real rap. You can tell he's serious about the craft. He has so much versatility. He adds storytelling and textures and flow switches, perfect delivery. He has all. If we're doing a creator rapper, he has all the particulars of a perfect rapper. I'm ashamed that I'm just now really hopping on the JID train. This dude is like top 5 of this current generation, and I say that without any reservations. I put him in the same breath as a Kendrick or a Cole. Especially now, like, you know, he has a couple bodies of work out there to really speak for himself. The man can spit. He has it all. He has all the particulars of a great rapper. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed this conversation around JID's Forever Story. Drop a comment below and talk about some of your favorite tracks from the album and just what you thought about it in general and what you think about JID. Make sure to like and subscribe. It means a lot to us as we're growing this community, and we hope that you stay along with us as we talk about some of our favorite music. Until next time, this is D-Russ signing out. Peace.